Well, yogis who are out there, you early birds, you early yogis, if you'd like to begin with a gentle pre-warm-up, well, we'll wait till 8 o'clock till we officially start. But if you'd like to start to warm up a little bit, real gentle, you can join me through a few Kundalini type movements. So I'm gonna come into a comfortable, hopefully comfortable cross-legged position. And I'm just gonna take a moment and give the hips a little chance to open up a bit. Rock a little back and forth. Relax the shoulders a little bit, wrists. And then I'm just gonna start with the crossing of the arms to heart. And just let your head hang and sway a little bit if you like. And just start to draw your attention inwards into your breath, into your body, just moving it a little bit. And then we'll start to draw attention a little more outwards, all right? We'll just come up and we'll look out and we'll breathe in. A nice deep breath to start. And then when you're ready, exhale out. And let's just begin with that. Breathe in. And breathe out. And those that are joining, we're just in a pre-warm-up, a gentle pre-warm-up. Just working a little bit through the spine with the breath. Using our inhalations to lengthen and open a bit. Exhalations, we relax. And then the shoulders, right, do a little movement in the shoulders. When we breathe in, let the shoulders come up. And you exhale, let them sink down. Maybe a little roll through the shoulders. Looks like it's going to be a little bit more sun today than yesterday at this time. Like a pretty beautiful morning. And now it's coming to a little flexing. So you bring your hands to your front leg, you shin your ankle, you inhale and come forward, and you exhale and draw back. You breathe in, you can reach out a little bit with your heart, and breathe out, draw in. Or some people like to just kind of hinge at the hips. Do that too. Be careful you're hinging at the hips though, because if you start to go too deep and you curve, you start to put a little pressure in the low back. So I try to just stay with a long spine, a little flexing and then drawing in. And from here, a little Sufi's grind. So we're working that heart center, right? That thoracic part of our spine, we're working it out in front, a little to the side, a little back. And we're just working to the hips a bit, keeping our sit bones grounded as we do that. And then let's reverse it. Then you can feel that a little bit coming down into your hips. I'm breathing in when I come forward. I'm exhaling when I draw back. And I'm going to finish with a little bit for just the neck, all right? So just letting the neck get long and a little tucking of the chin down towards the sternum. And then slowly roll. You know, I'm just leading with my chin around, being gentle with that. I'm inhaling as I start to open the throat. I'm exhaling as it comes down. And then let's pause it and spin it around. And then we come back to the center. And we finish our pre-warm-up with a nice slow inhale, and we'll try to reach and open up the shoulders a bit. And when you exhale, find that little fold, start to come down and try not to curve right away. Hands can come out if you like. And then if you're like me, your hips are a little tighter. You can't go all the way low. So I curve down a bit, but I keep my belly pulled in. Feet stretching through that curve. And then maybe a little bit of a sway side to side. And then when you're ready, yogis, you come up. And maybe you have a cup of tea or coffee or whatever you're drinking. If you like, have a sip. And then I'd like to welcome you all officially now. In case you joined in the last few minutes, that was a little pre-warm-up. It was just a custom that I started a long time ago in the live classes, just kind of giving us a chance to kind of get settled in before we officially start. So my name is Mike, in case you don't know, and I will be leading us through the 60-minute all levels class. So we'll try to do some modifications. We won't go too fast. Plus, working through this medium, it's challenging to know, how quick you can go. But I'm in no hurry. I don't feel like doing, getting all crazy. So let's start gentle this morning and start to warm up a little bit more through our joints or muscles, and then we'll get into some of our flow. And let's begin on our backs. All right. So I'm going to shift back and shift my angle and lay down. So let's just start by laying down. And okay, I look like I got most of the shot in there. So I'm going to start with a moment or two just to settle into that. So I'm letting the low back settle. You can shimmy the hips a little bit. Arms can come right to the side of the body. Do your head and go a little left and a little right. Maybe slide the jaw around a bit. And then just take a moment and just try to relax a little bit the face, the skin of your face. Let it soften a bit. And then yogis, breathe, right? Just nice deep breaths right in your belly. Let the belly rise up as you inhale and let the belly fall as you exhale. And if your nose is clear, you're breathing into the nose. And we're breathing out through the nose. And the next time we inhale, let's start to stretch. So as you breathe in, you can let your arms come back behind you. And just do a little stretching. And as you stretch, you can do a little side to side. So you reach one arm up, one hip goes, then the other side. You're back and forth. And start to just take your time and twirl a little bit through your ankles and through your wrists. So just a little all around there. And then let's come to the middle there and just twirl those wrists around a little bit more. Twirling those ankles around. And then we're going to find a little spinal twist. So I'm going to inhale first, reach back, a little stretch again. And as I exhale, I'm going to draw my right leg up. I'm going to hug it in. Those of you who come to my class a lot, I start almost every class this way. It's a nice way for me, working the hip a little bit, just kind of get things going. And now I'm going to come in a little twist for the spine. So I'm going to bring my left hand on that knee. I'm going to draw it across my body. And my right shoulder blade will lift. So I'm going to do a little adjustment and try to settle it back down. And then maybe look over your right side. So I'm trying to get that twist to come up in the upper back. Ooh, I got a little crack. And then let's release it. And then open the right hip up all the way out to the right. That leg may be dangling a bit above the ground. Your right hand can be under the knee, and you can twirl your right foot around. Working the ankle a little bit, and feel that come up in your knee. All right, now let's come back to the center, and we're going to hug in that leg, compress into the knee joint there, and the hip. And then other side. So as the right leg releases, I'm going to inhale, stretch out. And as I exhale, feel that connection. You pull the belly in as you bring your left leg up. And then work a little bit to the left hip. Just start to warm that up. And for our twist, our right hand comes in the knee, we draw across. And then adjustment you're going to make if you need to. You're going to lengthen first, then you lengthen the spine a little bit. Then drop that left shoulder blade down if you can. Look over your left side. And then release that. All right, let the left leg come all the way open. Then twirl your left foot around a bit. I always get that in my ankle. And then I'm going to come back. We're hugging the left leg. Compress the knee and the hip. And then from there, I'm hugging both legs. And let's turtle up a little bit. So I'm going to hug both legs and lift my head up a little bit. So a little turtle. And I'm going to do a little roll side to side. You can let your head come back down the ground if you want. A little bit more relaxed. Just a little side to side. And then coming back. And then if you did come on the ground, let's come all the way up now. I'm lifting the head and shoulders. Cradle the head so we can give the neck support. And now let's come a little bit these hamstrings. So one leg kicks up. I've got my right leg up. I'm working a little bit, bending that knee, unbending it, working a little bit into that hamstring there. Working a little bit to the ankle. I'm going to switch sides. So I'm going to do a little bit for that left side. Working the hamstring, the knee, ankles. I'm going to come down. Now, before you kick both legs out, really draw the belly in tight. So the back is pressing in the mat, and then the legs reach up. So you find that grounding through the back, lifting of the legs. Core, right? A little core activation here. So just breathing nice. Full breaths, even while that belly's under compression. Legs nice and steady. And then from here, how about, find a few more toe taps. So I bend the knees to the 90. I slowly bring one foot down, tap it, and come back up. And it's always a heel tap for me, unless I really get focused to try to get toed up, come down and touch. And as I do that, I can bring my head back down. And then if you bring your head down, it's a little bit more of a challenge, I think, to me, to keep the back grounded. That's what I want to do. I want to keep the back from arching up. I want to keep the knees. I don't know if you got a good view in the video, you can see I'm trying to really keep that 90-degree angle in my knee. So I end up tapping a little further down. And we're just doing this to warm up the body, right from the center out. And I'm just going to tap it out for 4, 3, and 2, and 1. Okay, hug it in and take a moment of your neck or shoulders a little bit tight. Just relax, roll them out, breathe. And then while we're here, a little more for the core, right? And a little bit for the hips. So I'm going to find a few of those infinity symbols. So I'm going to lift up a little bit off the mat, head and shoulders, and then let one knee go low, one knee go high, and then circle around and come back to the middle. So you're tracing your figure 8, you're tracing your infinity symbol in the air, and you start with maybe a smaller circle, and then you start to get wider and wider to work a little bit more on those hips. And as we're doing that, we're keeping the core tight, keeping the back feeling nice and supported. I'll just flip it, reverse your directions. Look it around. All right, let's come back to the center. Take a moment. I'm going to bring the legs down to the back to the bridge position. I will warm up the spine a bit and the glutes a bit. So I'm going to walk my feet back just a bit. Maybe you can touch your heels there or your close. I'm going to grab the edge of my mat so I don't slide at all or press the palms. I'm going to do a few of the London bridges, slowly raising the bridge up. When you feel it coming back in the shoulder girdle, not the neck. I'm looking straight up. And then I'm going to slowly lower the bridge. And I want to try to, do that like with a little bit of a wave. So I slowly raise one section of the spine at a time. And then when I lower it, I try to lower one section of the spine at a time. At the bottom, I do a little pelvic tilt, and then I start again. Coming up. Boom. You maybe feel that a little bit right up in your quads there, and your groins coming down. Get that little wave at the bottom if you want. Bring it up. You can fire up the glutes a bit. Press the heel into the mat. Coming down. And one more time for that bridge. Up. This time, let's hold it for a moment. Just find a breath here. We'll come a little bit more up in this thoracic area. So I'm going to walk my fingers together, interlace my fingers there. My arms are straight, right under the hips, and then turn your shoulders down. If you can do that, if you can get that clasp, you kind of turn the shoulders down one at a time. And then you press the arms a little bit into the mat to open that heart up a bit. And just breathe, yogis. And then when you're ready, you release your bridge, release your clasp. And after a little back bend, counter that, all right? So hug in the knees, bring your forehead up to your knees so you go to a little ball. Find that breath. All right, let's slowly come back, down, and take a moment here. Let's do a little bit for the hips, all right, before we come up. I'm going to turn you on your side. All right, I'm on my left side. And you get comfortable with your head. I'm just going to lift that right leg up, that leg, and I'm working the glutes. You can even put your hand on that if you want to really focus your attention right on that right glute. Not the side body, so don't lift your leg up too high. I don't want to crunch into the side. And I really want to take my time to activate that right glute and hip space, just to warm it up a little bit. Nice for the morning for that one. And I'm going to add a little more rotation, so I extend the leg out and sweep it back. Bring it up, working through all through the right hip and glute. And I think somebody has a microphone on out there. So if you can, turn that off. Or let's do one more sweep on this side. Okay, take a moment there, shake it out. To switch sides, I'm going to come on my belly first and a little bit for the shoulders. I'm going to rotate towards you. You guys don't have to do that. But just a couple scorpions, okay? So the arms are out long. I'm going to start with my right arm on the ground, my left knee bends and lifts. And you walk it over. If you know this one, you go a little deeper, feels good. Some of you can get your left foot to come to the ground, some sweet ankle it. And then I'm going to release it, switch it. So I'm trying to get a little pressure, a little stretch into the face of that shoulder that's against the ground. And then I'm lifting that leg up and working a little bit into that back hip, the spine. You can rest your ear in the mat. Now let's switch it. One more time. I'm going to come back and I'm going to finish it with this side. All right, and then I'm going to come back down. And I'm going to finish you yogis with your left leg or your opposite leg. And I'm going to switch so I'm facing you. So I did my right leg first, now I'm on my left leg. And you could put your hand back there in that hip space or glute. And just really focusing your mind right in that area, controlling that movement, really get a nice warm up. If you forgot your breathing, come back to your breath. Now we do a little rotation through that space. A little rotation. Okay, come on back. Kick it around a little bit. All right, let's come back on our belly. Let's come up into a modified cobra. All right, so I'm going to face you yogis for that one. For my modified cobra, I'm coming up right in my forearms. Got my elbows right under my shoulders. And what I want to do, I don't want to be turtlenecked and hunched in. I want to draw the shoulders apart. I'm going to start with my toes curled under, right behind me. I'll flip it around. So I'm curling toes, I'm kind of reaching the heels back and bringing the heart out just a little bit, all right? Just getting that back bend started. And then I'm going to release the toes, release the feet, and I'm going to come down the mat. And take a moment just for the neck. Let's let the Left ear, settle into the mat. Let the arms come back along the side of the body. Bringing your big toes to touch, let your heels fall out. I just want to give my low back a moment there to open, and I want to let my neck stretch out just a bit. And let's turn the head now. Let the other ear. For me, it's my right ear now. I'm just breathing here. All right, let's come back to the beginning. Come back to the center, and now we bring the hands up into that cobra position. And from here, I'm going to come into a little push-up, all right? I'm not going to come to the back bend yet. So I'm going to use my knees, and I'm going to slowly press myself up, keeping the body pretty tight there. My belly's a little bit engaged. Glutes can fire and come all the way to the top, do a little rounding off of the back. Shoulder blades protract out. And then bring the legs up a little bit. We'll come into our tabletop. And we'll just start to work a little bit around to the hips there, into the wrists. If you've got wrists that like a little more warm-up, shift the angles a little bit here, right? You can bring your hands back like that. And then that's a little more intense in the wrists. If you're doing that, you're pressing your fingertips into the mat to kind of distribute that load. And then let's go the other way. All right, let's come back. Let's come up for a minute and just a little bit for the wrists. In the morning time, especially wrists, elbows, shoulders, they definitely appreciate a little more warming up. All right, now let's come back. Now a little bit more for the spine now. Just a few of our cat cows. Or if you want to start, how about we start with that low back? So I'm going to start with that little kind of wag on my tail. I'm wagging it side to side. I'm working right down into those, the hips there, or in the side of the body, and then do that little roll to the low back. So just get a little roll on. And as I roll, I'm kind of drawing in a little bit, all right? In the belly to control that roll. And then see if you can start to spiral it so maybe I can shift it. So I'm rolling it and then I'm adding that. I'm letting it kind of climb up the spine. And I'm really just moving all around the spine in a nice, smooth fashion. Working right on the shoulders. And then switching it the other way. And then coming to just a few of our cat-cows. Just come right in the center. And then when you breathe in for your cow pose, you let your belly drop a bit. And when we exhale for the cat pose, we pull it in. You breathe in. You look up a bit. You breathe out. You look back. Work the shoulder blades a bit. Breathe in. Draw the shoulder blades together. Breathe out. You spread them out a bit. One more time. We'll breathe in. We'll breathe out. And come back to neutral. All right, let's come up again. Take a moment. Hopefully your knees are okay this morning, that you can rest on the knees here. Got a softer mat. Take a moment here. Just for the shoulders, a little more rolling out, right? Before I start doing chaturangas and up and down dogs and things, I want to get these shoulders ready. So I'm going to do a little rolling forward and back, and then do a little side to side, back and forth. All right, come back, shake it out a little bit. All right, a little bit before we stand up, a little bit more for the hips, all right, and the spine. I'm going to bring us first into a plank, all right? So we're coming into that plank pose, bringing the hands right under the shoulders. We're in the plank top of the push-up. Now, looking at the eyes, the elbows, see if you can rotate them a little bit out and bring it to to the screen if you can see it. So I don't want the elbows to be out. I want the eyes of the elbows to be rotating a little bit forward. So when I start to lower, the elbows will stay tight on the side of the body. I don't want them to flare out. That brings bad pressure to the shoulders, bad angles. So just take a breath here. Breathe into that belly. Press the hands down, right? Really start to warm up that core a bit. Breathe into the belly. Breathe out. That'll warm us up. One more time. We're breathing in, pressing the hands down. And as you breathe out, let's come back down to the mat. I will give those shoulders a moment, and we'll come to the hips. Hips and the hamstrings a little bit more. So I'm going to step my right foot out. I'm going to come down. So I'm working into this hip space and in that back hip and groin area. So work it through a little bit. Work it around a little bit. Now let's come off of it and come a little bit in the hamstring. So come back and just reach your hips back. Right, keep that heart reaching out, spine long. All right, so I'm going to drop it again. I'll switch it to the side. I'm going to drop it low. Working down, right down that hip. Move it around a little bit. You can let it open up a bit. And then come off of it for that hamstring. I just reach the hip back. Now some of you can go lower, but you don't. If you just bring the hips back, you can usually get pretty deep in that. One more time, all right? 3 times each side. We'll drop it. We'll come into that hip. And then we'll come back. Working that hamstring. Now, before we come to the side, I'm going to do a little more for the spine, a little twist here, and a little more to wake up the strength. So I'm going to come back in this low runner's lunge, all right? So I'm going to switch it. I've got my hands in the inside of that foot. And notice how my shoulder and my knee are right up each other. I'm really nice and low. My left hip is squared up, all right? So you may have to open up that a little bit. If the hips are tight, you may have to be up on something on a little block to get up. If you can, get down there. Now what I'm going to do is a couple rotations. I'm going to start with the actional rotation. I'm going to try to not come up much, just keep my foot and my hand supporting me and then open up. And I'm looking down at my hand when I do that. It's easier for the balance. I'm going to come back, now a little twist. So I'm trying not to move the hips too much. I'm pressing down with that right foot and then twisting up. And we'll come back to this in our flow. So I want to get us a little bit warmed up. All right, let's release it. Let's switch sides. So I'm going to come down on my left leg's going to go out. I'm going to drop down, get your breath. Work a little bit through the head. And then come to the hamstring. Reach the hips back. Heart reaches out just enough to come into that hamstring a bit. Just a little wake up. Drop it down. Come up. One more time. All right, then let's just find our little rotations on this side. So I'm going to drop it low. So you can stay in your knee, all right? You can also stay in that knee a little gentler. You can still, it's a little bit harder to open up for me. So that's a nice modification. Or come up off that knee lifts and you're in that low runner's lunge. Now take your time. Try to just bring your right arm up. You kind of shift your weight a little bit to the left to compensate. And then you reach up. Open up a bit. All right, now just finish with a twist. So I'm going to try to stay. Remember that knee can be down when you do the twist. And I'm lengthening to the spine, opening up heart. All right, come back down. All right, please, let's come back to your heroes. If the knees are ready, take a moment, let the breath settle a little back and forth. We'll come into our sun salutations. All right, Surya Namaskar A's. First, a little bit for the knees and the ankles. Let the breath settle. If you're like me, I don't have all my weight on my knees. I've got it in my hands. You can't put that much pressure on them yet. All right, let's come up slow. And let's stand up. I'm going to shift the angle on the camera to get a better full screen. So come up to the mountain top, at the top of our mats there. As I shift you a little bit. Hopefully that looks about right. So come up towards the top of your mat, and I'll turn back and forth as we go, but I'll start facing you. Feet are together, arms are to the side, palms can open, and just take a few moments and just breathe. Into the belly, out of the belly. That's beginner sun salutations. If you're new to these, this first time we'll go slow. For the first one, we'll do a few modifications, and then we'll add to it. So I'm going to start from the mountain with a slow inhale. We reach and sweep and look up. And then as you exhale, a little fold down. And you can bend your knees as you fold down. This first time, we'll go slow. Take a couple breaths down here. I'm just going to hang here and sway a little back and forth. I'm swaying, but I'm also waking up my balance. So I'm shifting the weight into one foot and then over the other. And I'm feeling how that feels, that little shift. And now I'm going to come back. Half flat back is the next movement. So you come up halfway, you flatten your back, extend the head out, working those hamstrings a bit if you can. And then as you exhale, you're going to plant the hands and we step back to the plank. All right, take a moment, nice tight line. All right, hopefully this is warmed up now. Shoulder blades a little protracted. We're going to lower, some of you are going to lower all the way to the mat with a modification, or you're going to hover and chaturanga. This first time, I'm going to go to the mat with you. I'm going to come all the way down. Try to not use your knees on the way down if you can. When you get there, a little cobra. I'm not really pressing much. I'm pressing a little bit. I'm just lifting up. I'm going to come back. Now I curl the toes under. I'm going to use my knees. That's a nice modification to come up, or just press yourself up, and then your hips go up and then down dog. And for me, I walk my feet a little bit closer, all right, into that down dog. Now my hamstrings, they're pretty warmed up this morning. I've got my heels almost on the ground, pretty close there. But some of us maybe not so much. Walk it out a little bit. First down dog. Do a little back and forth. If you're doing the walk, hopefully one heel can come down. You can change your angle, so shift it a little bit so you can get that heel. Press in the mat. As the one heel presses, you can press the opposite heel of the hand and work a little bit across the diagonal lines of the body. And then let's come back to the beginning. Now we're going to look up and let's see if we can step our left foot up as best we can, somewhere close to the top, and then your right foot follows. And then we reverse it. We inhale halfway up. We exhale, fold down. And as you inhale, you rise all the way up. Now let's come into the side of the body. So I'm going to breathe in. As I exhale, I'm going to do a little stretch to the one side of the body. And then for the other side, I'm going to breathe in. And a little stretch to the other side. I'm going to come back to the middle. Inhale, a little back bend. And exhale, take a moment. Hands come down. Let's find that one again. We come to the top of the mat. We breathe in, sweep up. And as you exhale, you release down, fold it. When you breathe in, halfway up, stand out. As you exhale, plant the hands, step back to the plank pose. Take a moment. I'm going to pause it this time again. This time I'm going to go to chaturanga if you want to do that. Now remember the elbows. As you lower to chaturanga, you pause when the elbows are about 90 degrees. And keep the elbows pretty tight in the side of the body. Now I'm going to come on the tops of my feet, roll on top of the feet, press in the mat. My legs are off the ground, just the tops of the feet. And open up a little bit. Glutes can be a little bit engaged here to protect your back. And then to come from here to the down dog, you just roll across the feet. Come up. And then maybe walk in a little bit, take a couple breaths. I do notice while you guys are in your down dog, you want to look. Some yogis, when they come down to chaturanga and they don't come on the top of their feet, they keep their toes down like that. To me, that cranks a lot more in the low back. If you release the feet, you can get a little longer. It just feels better. So notice how you do that. Take a few breaths. Beautiful breath right into your belly. Find that belly breath. Strengthens the core, just breathing like that. Calms the mind. Now let's look up and let's step the right foot up. And then the left foot shifts and bow. And then you inhale halfway up. You exhale, fold down. We inhale all the way up. You rise. And this time as we exhale, let's just flow right down into it. Come down. We inhale halfway out. As we exhale, we plant those hands. We step back and you lower. All in one breath. And then when you inhale, you sweep up. Or remember, some of you modifying, as you exhale, you roll it back. So feel free to go all the way down to the ground and then use your knees to come back up. Sorry, take a few breaths. I'm going to shift my mat a little bit. Now let's look up. And if you want to try to get fancy and do a little hop or like a little float, you could, or just step up either feet. If you're going to do that little float, you're trying to shift the weight a little back, and you're trying to be kind of light when you hop up. And then you inhale halfway up, and you exhale, fold down. And when we inhale, we rise all the way up. And as you exhale, take a moment. Let those arms come down. Find that mountain pose again. Find your breath. We'll start to work a little bit into our flow, working poses within those sun salutations. So first though, come back to your breath. Beautiful breath in that belly of ours, feet grounded, heart's a little bit open, shoulders a little bit open there. And let's begin. Once again, we'll inhale the arms up, looking up. As you exhale, release from your hips, folding down, maybe the knees back. A half flat back, inhaling halfway, work back in those hamstrings. Slow exhale, plant the hands, step back and lower all the way to the ground or hop. When you inhale, a little up dog or a little cobra. And then when you exhale, down dog. Step it in, right? And take a breath. We'll start with our crescent warrior. So I'm going to begin with a lunge. I'm going to inhale my right leg up. And let's take a moment there and let's open that right hip a little bit. See if we can do that. Let that leg drop back a little bit. Try to keep your left heel down. The straight left leg as best you can. All right, now I'm going to drop that back in place. So I'm going to square that right hip up. I'm going to inhale a little length again. And as I exhale, I try to step up by my right hand. And it's tough. It's tough, especially in the morning. So help it out a little bit. I'm going to start you with lunge. Low lunge. So I'm going to come up just a little bit just to get my balance. Now I've got my right knee. Let's take a check. Right knee's right over the ankle. Left leg is straight. Now you can modify this and bring your left knee down. So you can see how, whatever one feels a little bit better. Now long spine. To come up to crescent, I'm pressing down with that right foot. And then I'm coming up. I'm trying to keep those hips low. And then I'm going to bring my arms up. So that right leg is going to be working, right? I want that. I want to be pressing that active right quad. And I want a beautiful breath right in my belly. Breathe into the belly. Really good for your back, your low back, your core. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Now I'm going to go long again. I'm going to come back to those rotations. So I'm going to really reach out. That right leg is feeling it. Now give it a little bit of help. Actional rotation, right? Like right arm comes down, hips nice and open. I rotate up. Now remember, you could be modifying, your knee could be down. But when the knee comes down, it's a little bit trickier to get the rotation. So you got to be gentle with that. And then now let's come down the other side. Let's twist it. So left hand comes down, pull in the belly. Press the right foot down a little bit into the mat. So you're getting some support with that right leg. And then breathe into your belly. And breathe out. And let's bring the hand back down. Now back in that runners. And my right leg comes back. Okay, go back to your plank. Take a moment there. Getting warmer in this room. Now you can skip that chaturanga here if you want to. Go right to down dog. Or
Find that chaturanga or modify it. Come back. And maybe I can't resist. Maybe a push-up if you want. All right. That's up to you. Take a breath. We'll come to the other side here. Now for the other side, I'm going to switch the angles. All right. I'm going to try that. See, it's a bit different. So I'm going to start with the left leg up and open the hip up a bit. Let that leg kind of hang back. And I'm going to square back up, straighten that left leg, try to get that right heel closer to the ground. Inhale, length to the left side. As you exhale, try to step right up by your left hand. I had to help it a little bit. It's okay. Take a moment. If you need a little pause, flex yourself. You rest on that right leg. Remember that back knee can come down. I'm a little winded here. Breathe. Now before you come up, check in. Your left knee's right over your ankle. That left foot is pressing down, that left leg is strong. And as I come up, I don't raise up too much. I try to keep those hips pretty low. Ooh, get my balance. Come up, crescent warrior. Breathe into the belly. Breathe out. Breathe into the belly. Breathe out. And then for the rotations, I want length first. And then see how I'm opening this hip up a little bit. Left hand comes down the inside, and then I reach up, and I'm looking down the mat for my balance, that external rotation, and release it, and then the twist the other way. I'll pull the belly in a bit, press down with that lead leg, and then breathe in, reach out, breathe out, breathe in, and then release it. I'm on the inside there, and I'm going to try to lift that leg, but you can, slide it back. Take a moment here. Maybe go right back to the dog or drop the chaturanga. Breathe in. A lot on the shoulders already in the morning, and then you breathe out. Take a moment, all right? I'm going to switch this back. My angle. All right, now we're going to come into that, but we're going to add the humbling to that, all right? So now these hips should be ready for that. So I'm going to inhale my right leg back and up, reach it back. As I exhale, step it back up. Try to get it by your hand. Take a moment, get your breath. And when you're ready, we're going to come up to crescent first. Try to keep these hips low. Breathe into that belly. Breathe out. Try to keep those shoulder blades down a little bit. Now for the humbling, I'm going to shift it right on, straight on for this one. So I'm going to bring the hands down. And I'm going to drop the back foot, so you can see that. I drop the foot, it's got a bit of an angle there, and I'm going to open the front hip, the right hip. That gives me space to drop my body into. Hands come behind the hips. Find the clasp. Now I'm going to start with length and shoulders open. Breathe in, press down with the right foot. And as you breathe out, take your time. I don't want to get low too fast. I want to keep the spine long, so I'm reaching out with the heart. And I'm trying to really feel it come into my right quad. And then if you can, rest your right shoulder on your right knee, and then drop the left shoulder so it squares up. Then drop the head. It's a lot of work in that front leg. That front leg is really working to support you. Breathe into the belly. Breathe out. And now let's give some more support. Twist. So left hand comes down, I get the support. I come on my left toes, I twist it. Now remember, press down, that right leg is active. Breathe into the belly. Breathe out. I'm going to finish this side with a side plank. Some of you knew that was coming. You bring the right arm back. Now you can modify. Keep your right knee down and reach up. Or if you're ready for that this morning, the legs up. And try to really get a nice open space, open line from the right shoulder all the way through the chest and the left shoulder. Some of you float your left leg. And you breathe into your belly. You breathe out. We do that one more time. Breathe in. Breathe out. All right, come back, yogis. You can skip that chaturanga, or if you can't help yourself, you find it. Maybe you had a push-up. That's up to you. I'm not going to do that. Take a breath. Maybe walk it out a bit. We'll come to the left side. I'm gonna inhale left leg up. And as I exhale, I step up. I find that low lunge first. I get my balance. I'm slipping a little bit. All right, I'm gonna start you with a crescent. Now remember the shoulder blades. The shoulders, I don't want everything to be packed in tight. Create some space back there. Now some of you can keep the space and bring the hands together. It's tough for me to do that. Bring the arms together, the shoulders, they want to get all tight, so I keep my arms out wide. Now for the humbling, all right? Come on the side of the foot, open that front, that left hip. Give yourself some room. Now find the length. I'm inhaling, I'm pressing down my left foot. So my left leg is active as I extend out, shift the weight out a little bit. The knee extends out a little bit when you do that. I'm gonna try to level up the shoulders, drop the head. Now get that left leg to be very active. I don't want to feel a lot of forces in the inside of my right knee. I want to feel the shift, the support in my left lead leg. Now let's release it. Help that leg. Hand comes down, the arm supports it now. Load equally distributed across the leg, left leg and the right shoulder. You look up. Oh, and then you finish this side with a little side plank. Now remember, that left knee can come on the ground and you can modify and just open up, beautiful. Or you can go all the way to your side plank and maybe float your right leg up if you want to add a little bit. And wherever you are, you breathe into your belly. You breathe out. Oh, you breathe in. You breathe out. And you come back, yogis, and you skip a chaturanga if you want to. Or you add a push-up if you want to. And then you take a breath. Now from here, yogis, looking up. And I'm just going to step or hop up. However you want to do that. Inhale halfway up. And then exhale, fold. I'm going to inhale, rise all the way up. Ooh, and as I exhale, hands come to the heart. Take a moment. I'm starting to sweat a little bit. All right, I'm going to find this. I'm going to give us a little break from the flow, from the up dogs and down dogs. I'm just going to step my left foot back to a triangle pose, right? So I've got both legs straight here. My back foot's, my hips have opened a bit. It's about 45 degrees. All right, I'm going to bring those arms. I'm going to get a little sassy with those hips. So I slide the left hip back. I reach, and I do for me, it's very gentle. So when I say gentle, my right hand's somewhere by my knee or shin. If I go too low, what happens is I start to twist. My butt sticks out. So my hips just aren't ready to side the body. It's tight in there. I want to be nice and open. And to make this, work this a little bit, I'm pressing very active right foot. Press down, and I want to now breathe into my belly. Breathe out. Breathe into my belly. Breathe out. Beautiful. Breathe in. This third breath, I come up. And as I breathe out, I'm just going to pivot. All right, so we get to skip that whole up dog, down dog. And I'm going to take a moment with these hips. Get them a little ready. Hopefully by now they're nice and open. Slide it back a little bit. Reach it out. Long spine. Now some of you can start to go a little lower. All right, and some people, that's looking okay there. Bringing the head back, and I'm trying to get a nice line to the spine. Open the heart out a bit. Now strong legs, beautiful strong legs. You ground the feet, and you breathe into the belly, and you breathe out. You breathe into the belly. You breathe out. And then that third inhale, you come up. And as you exhale, you step to the front. You take a moment. Now we're going to step all the way back to warrior two. So I'm going to start with my left leg. I'm going to lift it. Slowly open the hip and step way back. Now the warrior two, I'm fully open in the left hip. So when I look down, my left foot is parallel to the back of the mat. My right foot's perpendicular. My hips are nice and squared up. I'm squared right up to the camera. You squared right up to the wall or facing me, however you are. I'm going a little lower down. Some people go way down and they're parallel. I'm not going to go quite that low, right? It's the morning. So, but I'm gonna work that leg. I don't know if you can see that, but I'm like really engaging the quad there. Beautiful, strong legs. Warrior two, and I just look out over one of my fingers. And I breathe into the belly. I breathe out. I breathe in. I breathe out. I'm breathing through my mouth just so you can hear it, all right? And then a little sigh. Gentle, why not? Gentle, you rest very gently on that thigh when you reach up. Some of you don't want to be gentle, you go lower, all right? So it's like that extra rotation you're doing, but now I'm higher up. And I really want to open up that left side. If you can, you're looking up. Your chin's coming toward your left shoulder. Some of us, it doesn't feel good in the neck, we look down. We just have one plane to the body. Now, beautiful, strong right leg presses down. You breathe into your belly. You breathe out. Strong leg. You breathe into your belly. You breathe out. And as you inhale, I'm going to finish this side with a little sigh, a little reverse warrior. Reach right up. All right, that's my reverse. I'm reaching straight up. Some of you can reach back a little bit. And if that right leg is a little bit fatigued, you could do an archer here, straighten the leg. I can feel good in that right quad if it's getting a little bit tight there. I'm just open that right side up. Breathe into the belly. Breathe out. Strong breath, protect that back. Breathe in. Breathe out. And then as you inhale, I'm just going to turn. All right, I'm going to avoid that flow one more time. So now I'm going to take a moment. Give those legs a moment they need it. Now left foot's perpendicular to the back mat. Back right foot is parallel. Hips squaring up. Shoulders open up. Heart's opened up. And then you turn and you look out to your finger. A strong lead leg especially. So we're going to activate that left quad. Press down that left foot. You can squeeze your right glute a bit. And then breathe into the belly. Belly comes out. Breathe out. Comes in. You breathe out to the belly. Breathe in. And come out. And then a little side angle. Be gentle. Just rest. Don't dump the weight in the shoulders. Just a light touch. You reach up. If you'd like to, I like to imagine there's a hand coming down from the sky. And you kind of grab the hand a little bit, and then that hand lifts you, just lifts you a little bit to open that right side up. And as that right side opens, you get more active with your left lead leg. Then you breathe into your belly. You breathe out. As you breathe in the belly, expand out. As you exhale, and you finish with the reverse. You're just reaching up, open the left side up. Leg stays bent, or if you want to straighten it, you can. Long line. This time I'm gonna keep it bent. Now some can go deeper back, but some just reach up. If you want to add a tiny twist, you kind of pull the belly and you open your heart up a little bit towards the front. Breathe in. Breathe out. Beautiful. Breathe in. Breathe out. And as you breathe in, I'm going to come back. And as I exhale, I'm going to step back to the top. And take a moment for those hips. Shake them out a little bit. Those thighs. Now from here, yogis. I'm going to take you back to your flow one more time, right? I think one more time. I'm going to breathe in. And as I breathe out, I'm going to fold down. Take a moment there. Take an extra moment. It feels good. Sway a little back and forth. Give that back a moment or two. Now let's come to the half flat back. When you're ready, halfway up. Inhale, lengthen through that spine. And as you exhale, you plant the hands, you step it back. You take a moment, you step aside, you're gonna go right to your down dog, or first chaturanga, or maybe go to your mat. Ooh, sweep it up. And then as you roll it back. I'm gonna bring you to warrior one now, okay? So I'm gonna start us with the right side. I'm gonna inhale my right leg up high. And as I exhale, I step it up. Now for me, I bring my back foot in, I close the distance, then I come up. So warrior one, warrior two, we were all the way open with the foot. Now we've got a much more of an angle, about a 45-degree angle or so. We come up, we're gonna square up right to you, yogis. So you can see that. If your balance is a little bit off, you go a little wider with your base. You're trying to square the hips. It's like you're drawing your lead hip, your right hip back a little bit. That will bring your left hip forward and square. And they might not make it there. If your back foot's open like a warrior two, you're not gonna be able to square it. It's gonna start to come to your knee. So you gotta change the angles around there. And then when you're ready, you bring up. Now, if you're a little winded, even though it may not be 100 degrees in the room, you can still get a little bit. Now breathe, beautiful strength here. Once again, it's always, the warriors always have the base so much, the base, building it from the base. Let's say it's a strong leg. Breathe in, breathe out. We'll breathe in, we'll breathe out. And then I'm gonna breathe in and open you up to a Buddha squat. So I'm gonna go low a little bit. And there's not pulsating, crazy music going. So I'm just gonna go low and hold it. That can be a lot more work than all that pulsing. So see if you can get down low, maybe even parallel here, and you can keep the spine long. Press the heels down on the mat. Ooh, squeeze the glutes in a little bit. When you squeeze the glutes in, it kind of starts to pull the heels together. So you add to that. You're squeezing the glutes and you're trying to keep draw the heels together. And you're really lighting up these quads here. And then you breathe in and you breathe out. You want a little more for the breath. Your arms come up above your heart and you breathe in and you breathe out. And as you breathe in, you come up and you just get to turn to the side. Why not? All right, so take a moment for that. Warrior, shift your angles. Give your legs a moment to recover. I've got my back leg straight, my front knee bending. I don't have a big bend. And some of you can go, you like to go lower. When I start to go too low, I really start to feel it in my low back. I'm not ready yet. All right, so I'm gonna come back up a little bit higher. And it's okay that you don't have to have a big bend to that front knee because you can really work your base just with grounding it. So you're grounding the feet down in the mat, you're breathing up through your belly, and you're breathing out. You breathe into the belly, and you breathe out. And we're gonna open back up. I'm gonna breathe in. And as I exhale, I open. This time I go wide-legged fold through the hamstrings. All right, so go a little wide. Take a moment. Try to get a little internal rotation in your hips here. So it's going to start to bring your pigeon toe you a little bit. It's slight, you can't do much. Now find the breath if you need a moment before we fold, all right? I'm going to inhale up when you're ready. And as you exhale, try to keep the spine long. I'm working the hips back a little bit, crown that forward. I'm lengthening and feel that come back in those hamstrings. Maybe make it halfway. I cheat a little bit, go wider in the feet. Halfway means just the fingertips make it to the ground. Then some of you can go a little lower. I'm trying to curve, right? And just depends how you feel. I just like to move it a little bit. If you feel you can come into the inside of the hips a little bit, into the hamstring, move it around. If you want to play a little bit with this, you got good grip. Start to shift your weight forward. Come right up on the tips of your toes, pull in your belly, and then come back as you reach out. All right. Ooh, you want to do a couple of those. I'm really keeping the edges, the outside edges of my feet actively in the mat. You feel it come to your ankle space, so you're kind of rolling out. Bring those hips back. And then one day when you come forward, maybe you lift up those feet, you come right up into a handstand. Ooh, but not today. And then you come back. Okay, the yogis come back and then slowly breathe in, reverse that up. And as you exhale, try to step up. Do what you can with that. And then take a moment for those legs. Shift a little bit. Breathe. I'm going to finish this out with these hamstrings, right? I'm going to finish you with a pyramid, right? Without a flow, I'm just going to Ashtanga style, all right? So I'm going to step left foot back now for my pyramid stretch. I'm not too wide, right? I'm very tight angle, my back level, up face. So it's almost like an 80-degree angle or so. Heels are about in one line. Try to square those hips up nicely. Now this is for the right hamstring. Square the hips. I'm going to bring my hands back behind some of you, that clasp. Some of you can do reverse prayer if you want to be real formal, or you can just use your arms for support. I'm gonna use my arms. So I'm gonna inhale. I'm gonna come down. So I'm taking my time. I'm coming about halfway down. I'm feeling that coming in that hamstring. Ooh. And then maybe I can just get my fingertips without curving too much. And then if you want to go a little deeper, start to vacuum in a little bit, right at your low, right underneath your belly button. Vacuum it in. That will give you a little more length. Very active right foot. You may have to micro bend that knee a little bit, but so you can you feel that in your ankle. Try to draw that right hip back a little bit and then breathe into your belly. Breathe out. It can be very intensive, that right hamstring, if you want it to be. All right, breathe in. Breathe out. And then when you breathe in, come back up. You have to bend that knee a little bit. And as you exhale, let's just pivot it to the other side. Take a moment. Square it up. Try to really get those hips nice and square. Bring your left hip back, your right hip to come forward. Active front foot, so ankle, active foot pressing down. Arms can be back behind you. Some of you do reverse prayer if you want, or you can inhale the arms up if you like. I like to bring that down, the hands come down for balance. Now I'm gonna try to draw that left hip back a little bit. Start to press down a little bit more that left foot. Ooh, find your right space there, right angles, try not to curve too much in the back. And then if you want to try to vacuum in a little bit, as you vacuum in, you can lengthen a little bit, drop the head of it. Breathe into the belly, wherever you are, breathe in. Breathe out. We breathe in. We breathe out. And as you breathe in, you come back up. And as you breathe out, you take a moment. We'll finish with our tree pose yogis. So first find your breath. Give those legs a moment or two. And let's be gentle if you want for your tree. Your right foot could be right inside. Your shin, your calf there to be crossing your shin. It could be up here. Some of you go to the half lotus. And if you're on a carpet or a soft spot, it's hard. It's hard to bounce when you're on squishiness. So do what you can. You want to put your hand in your chair or something, okay? Focus on one point. I'm just looking right out at you. You maybe look at one spot on your wall, at your window, and you extend out if you like. And as you focus, you relax. Relax the shoulders, relax the face. And just breathe. If you fall out of your tree, just come back. And then when you're ready, we'll switch sides. Come down, take a moment or two, and come back. We'll switch it. However you want to start. Notice though, if I'm coming high up, I'm grabbing the foot. I don't want to be right in the knee, so I'm going to come way above the knee or below. I'm going to find that spot. Stay right with your hands at your heart if you want, or branch out, retreat if you want. Relax. All right, relax the face, skin on the face. Kind of let it open up a bit. Like you're surprised. If you wanted to challenge yourself, maybe close your eyes. Maybe. And then let's come back to the center. And from here, bring our hands right to our heart. And we do a little namaste. A namaste and a last little stretch in those hamstrings. And then you slowly drop it low. You come into your deep squat. Ooh, if you can get to it. Deep squat, I'm back on my heels. Hips are a little bit open. I'm reaching out because I just need to do that. I'm just not open enough yet. Maybe I go a little wider. I can start to bring the hands in. And I'm looking at our time, yogis. I'm going to bring us right to our seat when you're ready. And finish. A simple cross-legged. Back to where we began with our pre-warm-ups. Take a moment here. Let's just finish right how we began. Breathe in. And we breathe out. Relax. We breathe in. We breathe out. We breathe in. We breathe out. And then a little bit of a Sufi's grind here at the end. We'll see. It feels a little bit different at the end than the beginning. I'm breathing in as I come forward. Exhaling as I come back. And then reverse it around. Come back to the center. And a little bit for those shoulders and the neck. Shoulders relaxed, neck drops, chin drops. And then you do a little roll. You're kind of leading with your chin here around the room. I'm breathing in when I'm coming up. And back side as I come down. And then reverse it. And then come back. And from here, friends, Dandasana. Hamstrings, one more time for the hamstrings. In the belly, the core. No time for your core work. You finish your core work on your own if you like, yogis. If you like to finish with that full, breathe in. And as you breathe out, take your time, coming down, try not to bend right away. Let the hands drop. When you start to get the urge to curve to the back, the hands drop. See what they grab. They can grab maybe the shins, maybe you can grab peace fingers, big toe. Ooh, and then if you want to drop the head, if you got to curve a lot, you just be mindful, right? Be gentle with that curve. Keep your belly a little bit involved. Pull it in a bit, protecting the back. Or just keep that spine long and work from releasing it to hip. And then when you're ready, you come back. And from here, my friends, have a wonderful, wonderful day. Namaste. If anyone has a question or two or a comment, you can write it. You can turn your microphone on if you want to ask a question. Otherwise, see you maybe on Thursday. We'll do this again Thursday, same time. I don't know what, they're taking a while for their schedules to come up, but I believe this class is going to be Tuesdays and Thursdays. But we'll see. Keep looking at the schedules. I'm just looking to see if anyone has any comments, any chats, questions, anything else. Yes, I agree with Courtney. Cannot wait to get back into the heat. It's a little different in the heat. And you're welcome, everyone. It was a very nice way to start the morning for me. And hopefully for you too. And hopefully everyone has a wonderful day today. I see Dave Richter's on. What are you up to today, Dave?
Hey, Dave, are you out there? Dave Richter, are you out there? I think Carol's out there. All right, my friends.